I'm just going to share my screen here again. I'm going to show you, those who are on the phone, they can look in their Sidurim, but those who are sharing the screen, you can just take a look at the screen here. I want to just, we're as the Chazan mentioned, each night we are counting the Omer. And the question is, why do we count the Omer, and how do we read the Siddur and everything connected to the Omer in the Siddur? So that's kind of like really quickly why we count the Omer. Maybe that's for another class. Really, I want to focus on like how to read your Siddur when it comes to the Omer. So those who have a Siddur in hand and they're on the phone, I'm in the current Siddur on page 285. But I put it on the screen here also. And if you're in your Siddur, you can find Sefirat HaOmer. So the Omer is recited. There are two reasons why we recite the Omer. We recite it for 49 days, heading between Passover and Shavuot. One reason is that in biblical times, they wanted to count the days till the next festival. Everyone went out to the field, and it was the harvest time. They wanted to keep track, so they would count a day at a time till Shavuot came in, and that's the explanation for that. Another explanation is on a deeper level, that we're counting the days until we arrive at Shavuot, which is Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah, and we build up anticipation to that day by counting each day. A third explanation is that each one of these days corresponds to another mystical sphere. There are 49 of them, there's 7, and there's 7 within 7, 49. Each day we have the opportunity to elevate ourselves and to grow spiritually in a unique way that also prepares us for Shavuot. So those are really 3 explanations. 1, counting until the next festival. Number 2, counting until Mount Sinai, building up anticipation. The third one is working on our traits. Each day has another trait we can work on. There's 49 of them until we arrive at an ideal level to receive the Torah. So 2 and 3 are connected, but they're different. It says in the Am Yisrael was removed from 49 levels of uncleanliness or defilement. So therefore, we want to elevate ourselves each day until we get to Mount Sinai. So that's a little bit of why we count the Omer and what we're doing in these days. So these are times of great spiritual growth. Well, I just want to show you how this is expressed in the Siddur. So this is page 285. Okay, so when you open up your Siddur, it starts out with the Lashem Yichud. We recite this usually before anything we do, mitzvot. It's just kind of like an intention. And then you have Hineni Muchan and Muzuma. This is a statement you also make before you do the mitzvah. Then you do the mitzvah. Baruch atah Hashem. 1 second, I have to admit somebody into the room here. Okay, sorry. We make the bracha. Okay, you make the bracha after the stars come out. Okay, so if you miss the night, then you still can do the mitzvah, but you would do it without a blessing. So you would just do the counting each night. Every day is its own mitzvah. So if you missed a day, you can't make the bracha anymore for the next 45 days. But you can still do the mitzvah by doing the counting. So in its ideal form, you make the blessing, Baruch atah Hashem, if you haven't forgotten a day. Then you count. So tonight's counting, once the stars come out, will be number 4. That will be Hayom, and tonight will be Hayom, and then you say 4 days of the Omer. Now, there's a little, after each day, there's a little piece here where it says Netzach Shebachesed. You see that? It says Hod Shebachesed. This is the specific trait you can work on each day. So if you know what that means, that can be very instructive to you. I'll just give you a heads up what today's means. Today's Netzach, which means doing something in a continuous way. Netzach means in infinite way, but you do it in a permanent way. And Chesed is loving kindness. So you want to focus on this day, doing certain loving kindness that will last. So, or doing loving kindness that involves follow through. So you could think about it, like it could be like a kindness that you do every day. Make sure to do it from nightfall till next nightfall. Something that you are used to doing, make sure to keep doing it. Something continuous, a kindness that involves continuation and permanence. So that's the idea of netzach, continuation, shebachesed, in your kindness. That's something to focus on. Now, on the last, once we finish doing the counting each night, we go to the last page, and there are some things that we read here too. I just want to show that to you. Okay, the first thing that we read after doing the reading of the Sefirat HaOmer, this is the last day. This is Malchut Sheba Malchut. This is the 49th day. I'm now on page, in your Koran Siddur, I'm on page 293. This is the last page of anybody's Siddur when it comes to the Omer. So the first thing we say is, Harachamani yachzir alanu avodat bin midashim koma b'mirabi yameinu amen. Why do we say that? Because the Omer was a sacrifice that was brought in the temple. So we want God to restore the temple so we could do this for real. So we ask God to restore the service of the temple. Then we read a psalm. This is Psalm 67. Okay, why do we read that? If you pay attention, there are 49 words in this psalm. Each day, the mystics will read a different word corresponding to that day. And if you pay attention even closer, the middle word of the middle sentence, the verse of the psalm, has 49 letters. That's why we choose this psalm to read. So we read this afterwards. Then we read the Ana B'Koach, which you read in shul. Why is that? Because the Ana B'Koach also has 49 letters. So Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Yud, Taf, Tzadi. Then all those 6 together equal 7. Then there's Kuf, Resh, Ayin, Sam, Sin, Tet, Nun. Then all those 6 together are 7. There's 7 groups. That equals 49. That's why we read that also. Then there's a certain intention that you read here, Ribbona Shel Olam. And then you've done the mitzvah. And so the main idea is, with these 49, 49, 49, is keep you focused on the idea that this is a process of growth, starting from 1, building us up all the way to 49. And on each day, we can focus on something specific for that day. And if you don't know that specific thing, you can just think of things you want to work on. This is a very opportune time to work on ourselves and fix our character traits. It's known in all the books. So that's something to really think about during this time. This time is a time of transition and of growth, and there's great opportunity to grow and improve our character traits. And by doing that, God willing, we can help undo why we're mourning during this time period, which is for the students of Rabbi Akiva who didn't act in kindness with each other and didn't respect each other. And this is a way we can rectify it. So those are some things to think about as you read the Omer and as you read the things connected to the Omer all around. Okay.